Chris, you good? What's up, baby? I'm good, man.
You've done a lot of these things now. How much talent do you think is in the room on this team?
In the room right now? No. I got to see y'all playing. No, man, we have a lot. As you said, I've done a lot of these, and I've seen a lot, which basically says I'm old as hell. But I haven't seen the talent level like this on very many teams I've been on. And I told somebody else earlier in an interview, if we reach our potential, we'll be scary. So when people ask what success, us reaching our potential is a successful season, and then the rest will take care of itself. But we got a lot of talent that fits well together.
You were one of the leaders on this team. You still are. What is your role in helping make sure everybody kind of understands what their role is, especially as you guys are kind of trying to integrate Dyson and integrate Z back into the fold?
Yeah, I think exactly what you said. I think a big thing is understanding your role. You having 27 and 7 coming back. You're having a inch taller Trey Murphy coming in. You're having a 6'7" Dyson Daniels that is way more competitive and can really play better than I think most people would have assumed. The talent level, I think my role would be to help make sure everybody knows that we're trying to win a championship. That's the goal, and to do that, we need to make sure we're on the same page. If everybody looks out for their self a little less and for the team a little more, the sum of that will be a really good season.
Yeah, and I asked CJ about this earlier, but just what are your thoughts on just this young team coming in with some expectations, and just what's it like kind of preparing for that and making sure you can deal with that during a long season?
Yeah, it's different. It's going to be different. I think we'll have to lean on CJ a lot in terms of that. He was obviously in Portland when they started winning, and then they went into seasons with expectations. Part of the reason why that extension for him is great, knowing he'll be here. He's a guy that understands that he's going to have to. His role may change a little bit, and we talk about him just turning 31. I think he's ready to be able to take on that, and it's going to be something that we have to. The guy's going to have to learn on the fly. Obviously, you can't tell somebody how to feel, but it's a challenge, and we're looking forward to it.
You obviously had a working relationship with CJ from the PA, and now I know we talked about it when he first got here, but what have you kind of seen in terms of what he has done for this team?
He's done more than I would have even imagined. We had a conversation, and we've talked about this before he even came on the team, and what he's brought is obviously another veteran leader, but somebody that's established in the league that has done really good things in this league from an on-court perspective, obviously off-court as well, but what he can bring to a team, the deep playoff runs he has, the amount of minutes he's played in clutch games, and then obviously what he did at the end of the season last year and in the playoffs last year. It's just really good to have a guy like that, kind of an anchor that has been through things to kind of be able to lean on in situations like we're starting off this season.
Garrett, how important was it for this group to experience that late season success they had last year? How much of that does carry over for a team like this?
I think we'll see how much of it carries over. I think it was very important for us to go through what we went through last year, making that run and then winning those two games in the play-in tournament, which I love, by the way. The atmosphere that it creates, and it gives teams like us a chance to be able to do what we did last year and have a little momentum going into the season. Once we're adding a guy like a Zion Williamson, I think it was great for the players to go through that and to see how it feels, and also it was great for Zion to see what the fans do. It's great for Zion to see what his teammates can do. And I would imagine it reinvigorated him to even want to come be on the court even more. You know, we talked throughout the playoffs about what could have been if he was healthy. So now we have that chance, and we're ready to attack it.
It sounds like you kind of relate to the inevitable preoccupation there's going to be, or there's bound to be, about Zion returning to the team after missing a whole year. You know, just given his background and what he's, what he was able to accomplish in a short amount of time. But could you tell me, given that basketball is kind of a team game and the experience you had last year without him, to what extent do you understand that, or how do you view it?
Understand what exactly?
The preoccupation that the basketball world at large is going to have with him coming back.
Oh, I mean, I understand it. Being a veteran in this league, that's one of the stories. That's why this room is more filled than it was last year. That's just the way it is. That's the way of the game. That's why we have fans. That's part of the reason, people love this game. And it's a reason why there will be a preoccupation, because he's done what he's done, even though he hasn't played a great amount of games in this league. And the fit of his game in what we already have, what we had last year. I was playing with him at the end of the year last year when he was coming back, and his basketball IQ, the way that he plays, the way that he thinks the game, should have fit in pretty well with what we have here. So the preoccupation, I don't think it'll be a distraction at all. I think we have enough veterans, enough guys here that understand what the task at hand is, and honestly, with Zion's personality, he's not going to make it a distraction either. So we just got to get on the court and get to know each other and win some games.
Garrett, with all the experience that you have in the NBA and when so much of this core being 25 and under, kind of what's your message to them on a day-to-day basis about how to approach this game on the court and off of it?
25 and under, wow, yeah. Just to understand, like a Dyson Daniels, just small things that we were telling Herb and Trey and Jose last year, and Anaji to make sure we have a routine. The game gets, the season gets long. Routine really helps. Understanding your body. Maybe not doing 5 360s windmills in practice. Maybe doing 2 today. Because we haven't hit the dog days yet. But things like that, the simplest things go a long way for younger guys to understand how to withstand this season and to, peak at the right time.
To your point a minute ago, about Zion's personality and not, making it a big distraction. Could you just expand on that?
Yeah, I think, he's not a guy that is going to, fuel the fire from y'all. He's going to answer questions. He's reserved. He's going to, smile when he needs to smile. He's going to do everything he needs to do. And at the end of the day, he wants to play basketball and win games. So he understands what goes into it. He's signing his extension. He wants to be there, so those questions aren't out there anymore. I think it's a perfect positive storm. CJ signed his extension. Zion's here. We know who the core is. And it's just a matter of going out there between those lines and playing.
Garrett, your father, Garrett Temple, right? First African American to play basketball at LSU. We have the number 6 representing Bill Russell on your jersey. Tell me something that can connect those two.
Man, it's crazy you asking. I'm getting chills. My dad, first year he played with the Spurs in 1974, and then he was trying to make a team in 1975, and that team was the Seattle Supersonics, who Bill Russell coached. And Bill coached him for a couple of months, wanted him to stay in Seattle so they could make a trade and keep him on the team. But my grandfather, Garrett Temple Sr., told him, come on down here, come on down back to Kentwood, Louisiana. You all right, you need to go ahead and hang it up. So my dad has kept in touch with him, had kept in touch with him over the years, and just spoke to how graceful of a person he was. The mind, the basketball mind, but even more than that, just the mind of a leader, a servant leader, obviously a social justice, person that really paved the way for a lot of people. So he has great admiration for Coach Russell, and obviously another Louisiana guy. We Gucci? Appreciate y'all, man.